For years, James Bond video games were always awesome, ever since the release of GoldenEye in 1997, based off of the 1995 James Bond film GoldenEye. But the current state of video games for James Bond are pretty dire, as 007 Legends is the last James Bond game we've had in quite a long time, since 2012 actually. Way to let fans down, Activision. But the question now remains if we'll ever get another James Bond video game at this point. Well, let's discuss. This isn't the first time that James Bond in a video game has been in dire straits. Back around 1998, we were actually supposed to get another version of Tomorrow Never Dies. Basically, it was supposed to be a continuation of the film Tomorrow Never Dies. But for some reason, and let me make this clear, it was actually advertised on the VHS for Tomorrow Never Dies, the original release of the VHS tape, in which the character of Q explains how the game was going to be a continuation. Well, it never happened, and instead, MGM Interactive ended up working on the game, and Electronic Arts, which caused a long-term partnership, and we got an adaptation instead of a continuation of Tomorrow Never Dies. But that was not the last time that Bond was in dire straits. Oh no, he was in dire straits another time, just like he is in the films. After the release of the video game Everything or Nothing, well, they decided to work on a adaptation for From Russia with Love. Of course, there were no Bond films at the time, and at this point in time, the next Bond film wasn't going to be released until a year after this. Of course, when they started development, they didn't know that. And, well, there had not been a Bond film at that point since 2002, which was Die Another Day. That was the last one, which did not receive a video game adaptation, strangely enough. I mean, when you really think about it, it was the only Brosnan-era Bond film not to have a direct adaptation. Instead, we got Agent Under Fire and Nightfire, and then we got Everything or Nothing, and then From Russia with Love. But shortly after this, EA could not finish, I guess you could say, a game that was meant to be for the 2006 release of the film Casino Royale, and MGM Interactive broke off their partnership with EA, and this eventually gave the keys to the Golden Bond City, I guess you could say, to Activision. And basically, Activision's Quantum of Solace video game ended up incorporating both Casino Royale and the events of Quantum of Solace, which was somewhat confusing at the time. You know, if you had never seen the game, or, well, if you had never seen the movies and you jumped right into the games, and, well, yeah, just play the game and you'll understand why it's confusing. It just jumps back and forth in certain levels, but that's a different story. Activision held on to the rights for a few more years, and eventually Activision gave up the rights after 007 Legends, and no one has claimed it ever since then. There was rumors for years that after Activision let go of the rights to the James Bond video game franchise, that Telltale Games was going to take over. But that is extremely, well, let's just not say it's extremely unlikely. It is definitely unlikely, because Telltale Games, as of 2019, no longer exists. So the question remains, will we ever see another James Bond video game? Well, we'll just have to wait and see. There's a new movie coming out within the year, as of the recording of this video, so it may be possible, but at this point, it's about as unlikely to happen as, as Pierce Brosnan returning to the role of James Bond. So we'll just have to wait and see. But that's our video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that bell if you want notifications of more videos, we do gaming videos. My friend Steven, if you've been a member of our channel, he does random videos of just random things, from movie reviews to just random stuff in stores because it's funny. And yeah, if you want some more, subscribe, like this video, hit the bell. And until next time, I'll see ya.